Hi, welcome back to Long Rim. And welcome back, translators. You are amazing, especially the ones from Romania. Christian, you guys are amazing. Yay. And Ula, thank you. All right, here we go. We're going to start back on the Long Rim. We have a busy day today. It's the last day of the program. And we'll start with the Tibetan here. What is the jewel that you should keep in your hand? What's the most beautiful thing you should keep practicing all day? It's this idea of going to meet your mom on the other planets, okay? All right. We practiced it yesterday. Some people say, the core of my practice, the thing I hold in the palm of my hand, is like some high tantric practice, I don't know, Medicine Buddha, Tara, Amitabha, okay? Kachi Gyana Kaktok. Kaktok is like, it's like Idim or something. It's some kind of magic book about, how to make your business go better, like magic book or something like that. Magic number book, something like that. Kamchen Nabo Shije. There's also there are these funny little books like how to stop the dharani for stopping bad lawsuits against you, okay? Kamchen means lawsuit. So these are weird little books, okay? Shije, Sung Sok, this kind of dharani, which is just for worldly thing, right? I want to win this bankruptcy suit. So I'm gonna find the special dharani, Sogla Cheser. So people told the Lama, Pabongka, they said, that's my practice. I'm focusing on stopping bankruptcy lawsuits, with mantras, And he said, come on, Chamjugisem Gomba, Kawamena, okay? It's too bad you don't have enough good karma to hear about bodhicitta, or you wouldn't do those things, okay? Mena Sangye Tobdu Myong. And if you keep focusing on these strange little mantras like how to stop a lawsuit, then you're never gonna get to Buddhahood, okay? All right. Chowo Ser Lingpa Lama Namgi Chotu Jimbatang. Lord Atisha, who is one of the most famous teachers in the history of Buddhism in Asia, somebody asked him, who was your greatest teacher? And he said, Ser Lingpa, okay? Suwana Dvipa Guru. And then they said, why? And they said, he taught me bodhicitta. He taught me bodhicitta. Chaknyung kap dromla kyosem sangwe dila chinlap ki. And whenever Lord Atisha got sick, like if Lord Atisha got gout in his foot, he would call Drom Tenche and say, come touch my foot. He would ask his disciple, his favorite disciple, come touch, hey Jigme, come touch my foot, And then Drom Tenche said, why? And Atisha said, you have the most bodhicitta anybody I know, So can you, and it's weird for a teacher to ask their student to heal them. So the Pabongka Rinpoche is saying, look, it's important that Atisha, this great Lama, used to call his student to come touch his foot because the student had bodhicitta, okay? All right. This indirectly, this is Lord Atisha praising bodhicitta, okay? Lama Dharma Rakshita. $100 question. Who is Dharma Rakshita? Who got it first? Was Tim on the way? Were you on the way? $50 each. Okay, Gelsey and Tim. He's the one who wrote the Crown of Knives, please. all right, which is a text that our DCI Vice President Seiji Orel Takahashi is translating. It was written 1,000 years ago. Dharmarakshita was whose teacher? Atisha, okay? He's Lord Atisha's teacher, his other teacher, okay? The one who, not from the Golden Island, right? All right? And he wrote this incredible book. By the way, in China's soft power program, next weekend, we'll be studying the Diamond Cutter business book, and we reached the correlations, the 46 correlations. We reached the most important part of the old Diamond Cutter business book. In this, it's a VIP program for Chinese executives, okay? And that part talks about correlations. If you do this, you're going to get that. If you do this, you're going to get that, okay? Where does that come from? I stole it from Dharmarakshita, okay? I stole it from Seiji's text. By the way, Seiji and his wife Noor are making a beautiful book called The Peacock Warrior, which mixes Rumi and Dharmarakshita, these two great poets, okay? So look out for this book. I'm sure Diamond Cutter Press is going to publish it. Diamond Cutter Press, by the way, can we talk about that? Speaking about the press, which publishes all of our translations, I'm very happy to announce 2 days ago at Diamond Mountain, I received from Yaoli Su in Taiwan this amazing book published by Diamond Cutter Press and Yaoli in Taiwan. Here it is, okay? If you need exercise, buy this book, okay? It's very good for you don't have to do yoga. You just lift up the book every day a couple of times, okay? This is a new edition of the two most important sutras in the world, the Heart Sutra and the Diamond Cutter Sutra. And this is the greatest explanation of those two sutras by Johnny Lama. Okay, and this is a collector's edition, okay, that you can get, and you open up this one, and you open up this one, and you can get enlightened and exercise at the same time. Okay. Yeah, so you can get these two books. If you like, here's the information from the press. This is the Diamond Cutter Press. And there's the general books that they carry. Next one, next picture. This is if you want to order the sponsor edition, okay? And we are offering it for a special extra prize, so you can support the translators. Yay! Okay. That's called a Dharma discount, where we charge you more so you can support the translators. All right. Don't forget, the Mixed Nuts translators got a new virus called babies. We got Ava, we got Amelie, we got Maitri. That's why you have to buy these books. All right, thank you guys. Let's go back to the text. All right, that was slick, right? Oh, I got that in there. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so Dharmarakshita, to go back to Dharmarakshita, who wrote that book that Sage is translating, he used to be Abhidharma. He started out as an Abhidharma teacher, okay? And then he got interested in the bodhicitta teachings, okay? At some point, he got interested in the bodhicitta teachings, and he switched to middle way, okay? Because of the bodhicitta teachings he got, because of the bodhisattva teachings he got, this great, great Abhidharma scholar switched to middle way because he learned how to love people. Okay, yay. And you can see a peacock warrior here. I like to call him the peacock warrior. $100. Why is peacock important?
Because they eat the poison. And
yay, $100 for Janice. Peacocks, the thing that makes their feathers such a beautiful color is they like to eat plants that would kill other animals. Okay? What's the analogy? Alex?
The analogy is that Bodhisattva is able to take the pain that would down the rest of us and turn it into something beautiful in the world.
Yeah. Bodhisattvas take trouble and turn it into something beautiful. Cool. Bodhisattvas don't run away from tense situations. They look for them and they jump in and they make them better, okay? They don't run away from problems. They look for problems and they jump in, okay? That's a kind of bodhicitta, okay? All right, Jo pu nikar cho gya pu nikar chinle targe chewa yang shinyan tenso. Lord Atisha is amazing because he was equally famous in central China and in Tibet, okay? His teaching spread throughout Asia. Why? 2 reasons. Shinyan Tenso for $100. I'm in a good mood this morning. Shinyan Tenso. Yeah, how to take a teacher, okay? How to follow a teacher, number 1. $100 for Jigme, give Jigme $100. Okay? He was so good at respecting his teacher, studying with his teacher, the karma of that made him famous throughout Asia. His teaching spread throughout Asia. And because of his bodhicitta. Okay, those 2 things, right? Kadam komisheni semdi mena natsangawo chedun kyamiko etingin. The Kadampas, the old Kadampas, what's that mean? Who's the new Kadampas? Well, we're the 3rd or something. Tsongkhapa is considered the new Kadampas. And the Kadampas are the early Buddhists of Tibet, and they were mostly hippies with families. And they had little Dharma centers, just like nowadays. Okay. Kadam Gomishini, they used to say, Samdimena, if you don't have bodhicitta, and you just have meditation, how good is your meditation? You want the modern version or the ancient version? Ancient. The ancient version is someone can take a Tibetan religious drum, and during your meditation, they can carry it and put it next to your head and go bum 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 bum, and you don't even hear it. Okay. What's the modern version? French fries. You can put French fries in front of the meditator, and they don't smell anything. That's how good is your meditation. Okay. Then the early Kadampa said, I don't care if your meditation is so good that you can't hear Jimi Hendrix at full volume or smell French fries from McDonald's in front of your nose. If your meditation is that good, I don't care. If you don't have bodhicitta, I'm not interested. Then you're not a meditator. Okay? I don't care if you can focus so well that I can play Jimi Hendrix in your ear and you don't hear it. Okay? All right. Yekyang karyang michin, you ain't got nowhere. You didn't go anywhere. Okay? Lama rahula gupte kyang, yidang ge lai shet thomadang, ngoshe dan zutu topadang, tingen zen rigyu tsam yepe, karyang michin. Then there's a Lama named Rahula Gupta who was a teacher of Atisha, actually. And he said, I don't care if you saw Medicine Buddha face to face. I don't care if you can read other people's mind. I don't care if you can do magic. I don't care if your meditation is as strong as the Himalayan mountains, not moving, right? Unshakable as as Mount Everest. I don't care. If you don't have bodhicitta, you didn't go anywhere. You didn't go anywhere, okay? All right, that's Atisha's teacher, his other teacher, all right? All right, here we go. Shenyang dole chanchuge samni korgyurki korlo rinpoche dan kiebo soki wombo dan lapa dan yangda wa sumba dan, okay? Bodhicitta is for us what the wheel is for a wheel emperor, okay? You define the president of the world in Buddhism by his or her wheel, her spaceship, her flying saucer, okay? And you define a Buddhist by their bodhicitta. A Buddhist without bodhicitta is like a wheel emperor without a wheel. Or a person without life. Okay? It's like a dead corpse. Okay? A Buddhist without bodhicitta is like, I don't know, a baseball player who died without life. They're as useful as a baseball player who died yesterday. Got it? Kind of funny. All right. Or lakpa means, or like a football player without a leg or without an arm. You know, come on. It's useless. Okay? Okay. Emperor's flying saucer. You guys got my flying saucer? Yeah, these things are real, apparently. Okay? Yeah. Who are you? I'm a king of the world. What's your nickname? Flying saucer emperor. Hey, where's your flying saucer? I never got one. Okay, that's a Buddhist without bodhicitta. Okay. All right, sorry. Gyulamale. By the way, this is the Uttara Tantra of who? Maitreya. Okay. We studied it many years ago in Tucson. Tek chokla me saban sheramni sage cheke matang. Then they start talking about paternity and maternity. Okay, paternity and maternity. Okay, dads and moms. Okay, and Maitreya says the relationship of bodhicitta and wisdom is like your mom and your dad. Okay, your wisdom is your mom. Your bodhicitta is your dad, and your dad has to make your mom pregnant. That's a beautiful image, okay? Your bodhicitta has to make your emptiness pregnant, okay? You need both. You need to get a kid, you gotta have a dad. Somebody was asking me, Veronica said, why is it that the dad works for 5 minutes and then he gets visiting rights for the rest of his life? You know, I'm not getting into that. But I can say you kind of need him for a while at the beginning, okay? So anyway, the dad is being compared to, in the Lamrim, the dad is compared to bodhicitta, and the mom is compared to emptiness understanding. And bodhicitta has to make a baby in the emptiness and understanding. It's a beautiful image to think about, okay? Pani Riki Tumomayimbe Gyudang. So the father has a special role for a brief time especially. Mani Tomoe Gyuyin, but the mother is around all the time and she has a long-term role. Chanjuge Sem Rinpoche ni Sangeki Gyu Tumomayimbe Dang. The unique cause of a Buddha is bodhicitta, the father. And we call the understanding of emptiness not unique because of Tattva Buddha for $100. Tattva Buddha. Huh? Suchness. Knowing suchness. Why did we talk about Tattva Buddha? It was to explain why a certain Buddha can be not a Buddha and still be a Buddha.
Half Buddha and
Half Buddhas are still Buddhas because they Tattva Buddha. Got it? So that's more common. Understanding emptiness is shared by those 3 tracks. But bodhicitta is unique, right? Only higher track. Bodhicitta is like the dad who drops by for a while. And then emptiness understanding is like the mom who has to stay there the whole life and keep producing. Got it? All right. Doni te pachamba chichu. Kandan te gyang de chanchu ki gyurgo. Dena chanchu ki sam mepe chak zog. You can talk about Mahamudra, okay? Like some kind of super tantra. And you can talk about Dzogchen, some kind of weird, super secret thing, okay? Or you can talk about Kirim and Zorim, the 2 levels, okay? You can talk, okay? Lazo Mambo Shel Toma. You can say you met Tara and 21 Taras this morning, okay? Toma Sog De Kyang. But if you really want to get to Buddhahood quickly, drop those and focus on bodhicitta. Drop those visions of Tara and the 21 angels. Drop this, Mahamudra, the weird Mahamudra. Drop the weird Dzogchen. Just focus on loving other people. You'll be farther ahead. Okay? All right, that's what he says. Temba, that's not me, that's Pabongka, okay? Temba di damche tamche kyenchin dupe jochem sungi tila. This teaching is the essence of everything Atisha ever taught. Cham nyingje chanju gisam gong sun dungna, la gong ngagde samna mirewa, di la tsumba good. Atisha said, don't put your hopes in meeting some tantric Buddha tomorrow or something like that. Just relax and practice the 7 steps of getting to bodhicitta, which we're going to study next in the future Lamrim, okay? All right, and he says that's the ultimate dharani. Bodhicitta is the ultimate mantra, okay? Recite bodhicitta in your heart. That's the ultimate mantra, okay? All right, then dawe chuki nyingbo di gyulak yewe dindu kawa chete. And it's worth the hard work it's gonna take. Okay? It's worth the hard work it's gonna take to get to bodhicitta. It's worth it. If it takes you 12 years, it's worth it. Okay? Dila tsunang tsununin chokpa yinshin. It's worth your time. And I'll tell you some good news, okay? He says, I'll tell you some good news. I like it. Gomna mikewa min. Say gomna mikewa min. Double negative. You want to guess, Tim? For $0. I always offer Tim the highest amount. Double negative. Gomba. Mike, not Mike. Not kewa. Good. If you practice bodhicitta, it's not a thing that can refuse to come. If you practice every day, bodhicitta cannot refuse you. If you practice every day, bodhicitta cannot refuse you, because that's the nature of cause and effect. If you plant the cause, you will get the result. So just relax, go through the steps of bodhicitta, study bodhicitta, relax, and the nature of reality is that it will sneak up on you whether you want it or not. So just relax, do the meditations we taught you, and it's gonna come. In fact, you cannot stop it. If you didn't want it, you couldn't stop it, okay? So just relax, plant the cause, and wait, and it'll come, okay? All right, Cheso, I love it. Sona Nepa, if Word was here, I could test his knowledge. Sona Nepa means the nature of cause and effect is the nature of cause and effect. So relax. Cause and effect is cause and effect. So just relax, okay? Do these meditations and relax. The bodhicitta is going to come up on you. You can't stop it. Okay, just trust the process. Sona nepa, trust the process. Nepa kela deyan jo champa majum kon perdo semke chepe choga bogne. There was people in Tibet before Atisha showed up who thought that you were granted bodhicitta by taking the vows. They thought, oh, the Lama said I need bodhicitta. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go take the vows, and then I'll have bodhicitta. Then Pabongka says, it don't work that way. Okay? It does work that way for other vows. What vows? You just show up, you get it, and you're that. Vinaya vows. Okay? You show up at the monk ceremony, you take the vows, 2 minutes later you're a monk. Okay? Now, you go to a bodhicitta ceremony, you make the commitment. Are you a bodhisattva 2 minutes later? He said, no, it don't work that way. It could take 12 years, Okay, so there were people in Tibet, before they got educated Buddhists. Educated Buddhists is so rare. There are lots of Buddhists. There are very few educated Buddhists. There are lots of Buddhists. There are very few Buddhists who know what the hell they're talking about. Okay? I don't know how many million Buddhists there are. How many Buddhists who know what Buddhism is? I don't know. Okay? He says there were these silly people in Tibet before they got educated about Buddhism, before they got really educated about Buddhism. And they thought, if I go to the Bodhisattva vow ceremony, then I'll be a Bodhisattva when I get home. He said, no, it don't. It works that way with the monk and nuns vows, but it don't work that way with the Bodhicitta vows, okay, Bodhisattva vows. Choge gor masam cham cheki dundu sage topaja. And then the guy says, no. At the beginning of the ceremony, you say, for all living beings, for all mother living beings. He said, that's not bodhicitta. That's the beginning of the ceremony, okay? That's just words, okay? Japa tsange chansanke kochapa chepa ken chungyang. There were people who thought if they say those words at the beginning of the vow ceremony, then they should have bodhicitta by the end of the vow ceremony. Because at the beginning of the ceremony, it says, I'm doing this for all living beings. But he said, come on. That's not how it works, okay? To get bodhicitta, you have to lo jong. Train the mind, okay? What is that called? Mental mind training or something like that? It sounds like IQ improvement course or something. Mental training or I forget what. There's some really bad translations of lojong. Okay, exceptional in their badness. So lojong doesn't mean to train your brain or something like that. It means semke, to get bodhicitta. It doesn't mean mental development or something. It's a terrible translation, okay? Here it is, right here. Changsem gyula kewa chepa lo jong. Lo jong means you're practicing bodhicitta. You're trying to get bodhicitta. You're going through the 7 steps of reaching bodhicitta. Gopale. Loma jamba sotaki domba. But it's not like getting Vinaya vows, where 5 minutes after the monk ceremony, you're a monk. Okay, it's not like that. You got to work on it. Okay, all right. Oh, does that mean I shouldn't take bodhisattva vows? Come on, taking bodhisattva vows marks the beginning of your struggle to become a good person, to become a bodhisattva. Okay, you have to take them. That's how you start. That's the way you're supposed to start. But it's not equal bodhicitta. Okay, all right. This lady in this picture, is taking her, I don't know, 1-day vows. Wait, is that my name? No, there we go. This lady is taking vows. Can you take bodhisattva vows in front of a plant? Yeah, why not? It's allowed. It's allowed. You're allowed to give bodhisattva vows to yourself. That's what she's doing here, okay? So that's why I chose the picture, okay? But does that mean she's a bodhisattva 5 minutes later? Not really, okay? We can call her an honorary bodhisattva, okay? All right, next part. And Tim, I know I have to stop in 8 minutes, okay? I'm watching the clock.
Because you already did it, that you can get 5 more minutes.
Say again?
Because you...
Oh, I did the book advertisement. Okay. Yeah, I get 5 more minutes. You can't even get a correct idea of what's bodhicitta just from the ceremony. You see what I mean? You can't even see where you have to go exactly. This is a very, very famous piece of sarcasm from Atisha, okay? So normally lamas try to be more positive, right? But when a lama gets sarcastic, you better watch out. Okay, so here we go. This is one of the most famous pieces of sarcasm in all of Buddhist scripture, okay? Here's Atisha, okay? God, remember he came to Tibet and he's like, you Tibetans, you guys are awesome. You're really awesome. And they said, yeah, why? He says, you guys, sorry. I guess I don't have the karma to be sarcastic. You guys are so amazing, you know. Why? You got bodhicitta without love or compassion. Oh man, you're so advanced, you know. You got the bodhicitta without learning how to love other people and to care about their suffering. Sheesh, you guys are much more advanced than the Indians. Got it? Sarcasm, okay? You guys developed a special method to become a bodhisattva without loving people and without worrying about their pain. Whew, you guys are awesome, okay? I wonder if the guys that he was talking to got it. So, Perky Shepa Du means only Tibetan could do that. Minye Betsu, he expressed his displeasure. Okay. Ona Kanga Shupe. Then they asked him, what are you trying to say? And he says, it's a lamrim, it's a lamrim. You got to do this, then you do this, then you do this, okay? You get compassion. Sorry, in this presentation, you get love. Then you get compassion. Then you get bodhicitta, okay? Okay, that was his answer. Tena rang re nyingje chambalama nyongwa matumba janju ge samketa mebe lorim ki jamba. You must lo jong, therefore. You must lo jong. Lo jong means start with love, go to compassion, reach bodhicitta, okay? Lo jong. Practice those 3 steps, okay? Which is a segue, huge segue. We just finished, yay! How cool is bodhicitta? We finished the section, yay! We got to the end of our Lamrim course. Congratulations to everybody in the room. Everybody, you got to the end of it. You now know how cool is bodhicitta. You're supposed to be hungry to get it. Okay? And that's the next Lamrim course, okay? Now let's get a little taste of it, okay? Let's get a little taste of it. We have a few minutes, okay? Nipa chanju tu semke petsula ni. So therefore, we're moving on to how to develop bodhicitta, okay? We just spent, I don't know how many classes, 14, 15 classes, convincing you to buy this car. Now it's time to put the money down. Okay, you want the car? You want this Tesla with the wings, butterfly wings? Yeah, I'll take it. All right, now let's talk about how you got to pay for it. Okay. Chanju Semke Bitsulani. There's two methods for becoming a bodhisattva. There's two tracks. You can go either way. Okay. Chanju de Semjong Rembang Dang Semke Choge Suetsulo. And it's going to involve making a commitment in a ceremony. Okay? Tambala Gyunde Menga Dungi Gonen Lo Jawan Dan Dashan Nyamje. Okay, you ready? Say Gyunde Menga Dun. Gyunde Menga Dun. First option. I'll give you two options to pay for this car. What's the car? Bodhisattva. I'll give you two options. They're both extremely reasonable. That's my New York accent. It's like Venerable Chunzam. You guys want a coffee? Okay, your first option is the 7-step cause and effect method to become a bodhisattva, to get to bodhicitta. 7-step cause and effect system. 6 causes, 1 result. 6 causes, 1 effect. It's called the 7-step cause and effect method. By the way, the effect is bodhicitta. Then there's 6 steps you have to do. That's the first way to get bodhicitta, and we're going to study that first. Okay. Later, we'll study Daksha Nyamje. What's that? Be careful. It has 2 parts. Da, Nyam, and J. Yeah. First, see that other people's right to happiness is totally equal to your right to happiness. We have equal right. That's called Nyam. Everybody in this planet has an equal right to get what they want. Okay? Nobody has more right to get what they want than other people. We all have equal right to get what we want. We all have equal right to happiness. That's the preliminary to the second method. That's the beginning of the second method. And then J. Yeah, then switch positions. And by the way, just to let you know, it's a very depressing practice. It is not put yourself in Kat's shoes so you can see how she feels day to day at Dime Mountain. It's not that. It's not this compassionate, sweet thing where you say, come on, Geshe-la, put yourself in Kat's shoes. Try to feel how she feels. It's not that, okay? Well, what is it then? It's worse than that. You put Geshe-la's brain behind Venerable Cutting's eyes, and you look at Geshe-la and see how he's doing. That's the exchange, and it's bad news. Okay, I put my brain in Venerable Cutting's head, and I look at Geshe Michael and see how is he really. Is he considerate? Is he kind? Is he thoughtful? Is he moral? Does he do his practices? You put your brain in another person's skull, and you look back at yourself, and you see the bad news. Okay, that's the real second method. So you might want to skip that one. All right, but let's go to the first method. Okay, we have a few minutes. I have 4 minutes, right, Tim? Gyunde menga dungi gone semjen tamje yuongi naba chendu dubani lopen dawa drapa ton chanda gomi shizo soki lugina. First step of the first method, the 7-step method, is Yeong Jampa. Say Yeong Jampa. That's where you try to develop an affection for other people. I like you. Okay? An affection for other people. You just look at other people and you feel like like you're a mom who's very proud of her child, right? Katie does something amazing. Janice feels like $1 million, right? That's affection. That's called affection. Yeong Jampa means affection. The goal in the 7-step method of reaching bodhicitta is to start with affection. I like you. I just like you. Okay, I like you. All right, and it's nothing fancy. It's I like you. Okay, I kind of like you. Okay, all right. That's called Yeong Jampa. Who followed that system? Well, Chandakirti, who we had a lot of time with him this retreat. We spent a lot of time with Chandakirti. And Chandragomi, who's important for the different vows. And Shanta Rakshita, who's the teacher of Kamala Shila. Not Dharma Rakshita, Shanta Rakshita, okay? Teacher of Kamala Shila, okay? And he came to Tibet, and that's a long story, okay? All right. Dakshan Nyamche Gone Lo Jawan Ne Shiwa Hlai. Now, as far as equality, and what are we going to call that second one where I put myself in cat's head? Switching? Equality and switching. You gotta, it's 2 parts, right? Nyamje, Dakshan Nyamje. As far as equality and switching, that was followed by Master Shantideva, mainly, okay? And Tumbane Jam Jayansa like Yupe Dambani Yapa. Ultimately, these 2 methods of becoming a bodhisattva have come down to us through Manjushri and Maitreya. Okay, through Manjushri and Maitreya. Ultimately, it's a combination of 2 powerful brains. Gone Jangnan Kim. And they were separate for many centuries. The 2 teachings were separate for many centuries. And Atisha put them together. Atisha combined them. What? Equality and switching, Shantideva system, and the 7-step system of Atisha. Okay, he joined them. He joined them together. Okay, he's the one who of Chandrakirti. He joined them together. So we are called the confluence of the 2 rivers. Our generation is called the generation where the 2 rivers flow into one. Okay, all right, cool. I'll say one more thing and then we'll switch over to Tim. I know Tim has some announcements and things to talk about. And we're going to do that lottery, right? It's a lottery question? Right. Okay, one more thing. I'll leave you with a question, okay? This is kind of interesting. There's 2 ways to get the bodhicitta. One is I put my brain in cat's head. And the other way is what?
7 steps.
Yeah, 7 steps. Which one do you think was traditionally more secret?
Switching.
Yeah, switching was more secret. Yeah, switching was more secret. Which one do you think is more inclusive?
Switching.
They say the 7. They say the 7 includes the switching, but the switching doesn't necessarily include the 7. Okay, got it? All right, something like that. Okay. Last question. Then we'll go to the question from the lottery. For $300, let's end on a good. Let's do $1,000. Okay, last question. Everyone woke up. Oh, that time doesn't matter, Gisela. Go ahead. Okay, last question for $1,000. But let me get it straight. Why should putting myself in cat's head be more secret than the 7 steps for trying to develop affection for everybody? Why should putting myself in cat's head be more secret than trying to develop affection for the people around me? $1,000. Alex wants to go for it.
It was so radical, the idea was so radical and difficult that people who tried it might think it was crazy and give up the teachings altogether.
Nice, it's beautiful, and it's not correct. Anybody else want to try it?
Can you repeat her answer so people?
She said it's so radical that it might freak people out, basically. And it is true, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. Why would me putting myself in Kat's head be a secret method, and then the affection method would not be so secret? Traditionally, it's explained that way. It's sitting right in front of you. It's so obvious. I guess you don't want the money.
Becoming someone, imagine ourselves becoming someone else.
Okay, cancel the bet officially. I'm officially canceling the bet. I mean, Joe, you want to take a guess? I'll say it again. No? It's a lot of money. Okay. You do the first one quietly. You don't tell anybody. Got it? You put yourself in Kat's head, and you don't tell Kat, you don't tell Alex, you don't tell Janice. You just do it quietly. Affection, you have to say, Tim, I like you guys. Thank you so much for the long rim. Jordan, you're awesome. Pao, Pachi, thank you. Gyalse, venerable Gyalse, venerable Jingmi, two venerables. You're so venerable. That's affection. Affection is expressed. Hanli, thank you for Diamond Mountain. Joe, thank you for doing all the work for Hanli. That's affection. Affection is expressed, right? But looking at yourself from another person's eyes is done quietly, okay? Right? Maybe nobody knows you're doing it, okay? Except that suddenly your behavior improves because you're watching yourself. Okay, Tim.
Could you announce the significance sort of in between those?
Yeah, now something happened with this course. Geshe-la added too much extra stuff, and we didn't get as far as we were supposed to get, okay? Why? There's a famous segue. There's a famous bridge between the 10 cool things of bodhicitta, which we just covered, and starting the 7 steps. There's a famous bridge. And they introduce it this way. They say, would you like to paint the Lama house here, right? Okay, that house built in 1875, the first part, right? We painted it. It cost $60,000. I remember I raised the money. I helped raise the money. So did the guys come with a big paintbrush and start painting? Question. No, they come with plaster. They come with plaster because the place looked like Civil War, cannon was shot at it. There was holes, there was cracks, there was different parts falling off. First job, when you're gonna paint an old house, is plaster and make it smooth. That's a famous example for the 7 steps. That's a famous example. You don't paint the Lama house until you plaster it and make it smooth so the paint will stick. Anybody want to guess what that means? You have to make it equal first.
First you start seeing everybody as being.
Yeah, first you study equanimity. First you learn to treat everybody equal, okay? Before you start bodhicitta, you need a mini course in treating everybody equal. And I didn't have time to cover it, so guess what? We're gonna have a special 2-day mini course about infinite equanimity. Infinite equanimity, because you cannot start the 7 steps until you feel the same about everybody. You can't learn love for people until you catch up everybody to neutral, okay? So we're gonna work on that first. So I didn't have time to cover that. And we're gonna have a special weekend 2-day whatchamajigger thing. Good, sorry, course. And Tim's gonna figure it out. Okay, sometime in the early summer. Okay.